Hey everyone, welcome. Hi.
What what up, guys?
This is your quarantine check-in with Coach Ari and Nate. Hope you guys are doing well. We had a lot of things that were on our mind and we just wanted to bring them attention because now that we're opening up in these upcoming weeks in a lot of our areas and cities, we wanted to kind of see where you guys are at and break down some ideas and trends that we've been seeing in the industry. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly introduce myself, and then Nate will let you know where he's at in his background, and we'll get right into this. Again, my name is Ariana. I have been in the fitness industry for about 10 years collectively. I started off as a child athlete. I got a job as a gym girl growing up cleaning, base equipment, front desk check-in. That has now transcended into me being on a really full-scale pre-sale team for a company called Orange Theory Fitness. I've also been a personal trainer for 6 years and have an online brand called Karma Fitness for about 3.5 that I've been running.
Nice. And I'm Coach Nate, and I've been a personal trainer and group instructor for the last 5 years. Been kind of working in like big box studios, boutique gyms, corporate wellness, and even some tech startups. And I've been doing competitive racing for 10 years and been kind of in the online space for about 7 years, working in the online fitness area. So definitely looking forward to kind of sharing insight. And we have a combined about 16 years experience in the fitness industry. So we're really looking to, share some insight with this changing marketplace, and hopefully you find this useful.
Yeah, so we're definitely people who have spent a good amount of time catching these trends because we're so deeply connected to them. So we're here and we wanted to come together and highlight a really clear message that coaches seem to be missing during this quarantine period. And it's what's the future of your job and what's it most likely going to look like as we approach the true end of the shutdown, ergo when you're able to go back into your studio. A lot of fitness professionals are going to be coming back to a new reality, or they're going to be coming back to an industry where they don't even have a job, meaning that their studio owners weren't able to keep up the rent while the shutdown was over. End of summer, they can't keep their doors open. You don't have a job. Big question is, how prepared are you for that?
Yeah, and you have to think like really, 2 years out from now. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, well, when we get back, everything's going to be back to normal. And the reality is it's not going to be. You're going to have to think of like almost like pre and post 9/11 type of security measures, like in terms of the airport. Like things may not go back entirely to how they were. There might be new restrictions. A lot of things are going to change. So you have to start thinking in terms of, okay, how can I adjust to this marketplace? And that's going to be one of the recurring themes throughout our talk today. So we really want to kind of get you thinking on those topics. But even when we were coming up with a lot of the research for, this type of talk, the metrics changed even month to month. So when we first started out preparing kind of this talk, there were about 100,000, 200,000 cases globally at that time, and now we're up to about 4 million deaths as a result of COVID. So this is a increasingly growing crisis. We're still in the midst of it. So it's still continuing, and you still have to keep that in mind that this is still really serious. When we first got some of the metrics down, it was around 6 million people were unemployed in April, and now we're up to 30 million in the United States. So significant increase in just a small amount of time. So it's constantly evolving. You have to think like when we do go back, maybe 75% of restaurants might not be open when we go back. And that means, maybe your local gym might not be there when we get back. A lot of larger big box studios are having issues right now. You're seeing 24-hour fitness potentially filing for bankruptcy or in bankruptcy talks. So there's a lot of instability. And, until we have a vaccine, there really is no guarantee right now.
Yeah. So if you've got companies like 24 going out of business, what makes us think realistically some of our mom and pop studios are going to be able to keep a hold? The reality is no. A lot of people as consumers are going to be forced to now trust online streaming services. Just like we kind of had that transition back in the day with the movie industry, now things are being so on demand in terms of being able to be needed at your fingertips. Consumers are now going to make that switch, and it's going to be easier to trust because now they're forced to.
Yeah, you have to think of it in terms of like almost like the blockbuster to Netflix shift, right? Like the market didn't drastically change. It's just the way consumers started approaching and interacting with that medium changed, right? People romanticize, oh, going to the movie store and picking out the specific movie title and having that conversation in the aisle was so great. And someone's like, well, I could just click a button and like get the same thing. I think that was a better option, right? So similar things are happening in the fitness space, where you're seeing online streaming services come into play and now becoming even more prevalent. Do people have to, drive all the way to the gym, compete over that squat rack, or can they just, tap into their Roku, do an online workout, grab a set of dumbbells and get into the workout, right? Like they're going to do both when they do come back, but you're going to see a huge increase in online streaming services. I mean, we've already seen online streaming services kind of grow increasingly for the past several years. You have Disney Plus, Apple TV has come out with a lot of things. Hulu, Roku have all of these options. And then you have all of these other kind of players in the market as well. So you really have to think of it as people are going to have to actually start trusting online fitness, because there really is no other option at this stage.
And then you have to remember too, there's going to be a lot of restrictions as we even come back. So you may get there and you may have to wait 20 minutes just to get into your gym, because there's going to be that flow that they need to keep. It's not going to be the normal routine. A lot more people are going to need that easy convenience of having the option to have their online streaming service in situations where convenience of schedule is no longer there. So everyone is really being forced to adapt to a new norm, whether we like it or not, guys. And the individuals who build the new necessary skills are the ones who are going to profit the most in the beginning. I promise you. I've noticed a pretty big theme in trainers lately, them teaching all of their classes online. So they basically just took their in-studio schedule and moved it to an online format, which is still forcing them to trade dollars for hours, basically. They're not really opening up their schedule realistically to doing anything on the back end remotely. So what that means is you guys need to realize now, stop trading dollars for hour in an online front. Teaching more classes online realistically isn't the answer. You want to build something that you can have people access even when you're not there. That's that passive income that you want to start achieving in the long run.
Yeah, and you have to think, like, is another Zoom workout what your clients and what the market overall is going to want a couple months, maybe a year from now? Realistically, probably not. I mean, when you think about it, like, yeah, you can still continue to do those for maybe your clients, and maybe have a trust relationship with them, and they'll be willing to jump in on your workout and be willing to pay for that in the short term. On the longer term front, after a while, a lot more things are going to enter the marketplace. They're going to see more streaming services. They're going to have way better production value, and they're not going to want to see you in your living room working out with your dog running around in the background. It's not a great production. It doesn't look good. It's not professional. It's not a good look for the industry. It's also not a good look of you and what you have to offer as well. I mean, you have to think about what's out there in the marketplace. I was a production manager for a wearable tech company in the Silicon Valley area. I did that for about 2 years, working with the startup. We had venture capitalists backing, and we ended up spending over $500,000 on doing, like, paying the talent, recruiting, doing some like just trainings with our instructors, renting the actual audio studio, and then just housing a lot of that content, and then just hiring a videographer. I mean, the entire thing is a huge production, and it gets extremely expensive. It's like, when you think about the production value here, like, do you really have the capital to compete with, Peloton, NordTrack, Beachbody On Demand, Mirror, Tempo, Aptiv, all of these other companies that are in the marketplace that have, millions and millions of dollars to throw at their production, and they have a studio and they have all of this equipment? The reality is probably not. You're probably not going to be able to do that. And doing so is going to hold you back from actually getting your offer out, because you're going to be stuck in production land instead of offering your services and actually helping your clients.
Not only that, think about all of the places that these are all buy-ins, right? Like Peloton, NordTrack, Mirror. You're buying for this. People are willing to spend good money for these programs. Now just think about YouTube, like the Pop Sugars out there who are putting just as great production value in it, and they're putting it out on YouTube for free. So you're also now competing with all the free sources that are doing it at a higher production value. So right now, while money's tight, how are you expecting to get that done realistically? So as a fitness professional, you need to upgrade your toolkit. You need to put down the dumbbell and you need to pick up a marketing book. All right, guys. As of right now, it's been killing me to see so many trainers out there in the industry who are currently out of a job because their studios are closed down, their gyms are closed down. They can't physically be around their clients because of all of the social distancing restrictions. And they don't know how to monetize efficiently online. So they're basically stuck. And what they're doing is they're giving up their market share to these very inexperienced trainers who just know how to market themselves more efficiently online. So what that translates into meaning that there's some 19-year-old hotshot who just got their CPT like 6 months ago, and they know how to work social media really, really well, and were able to capitalize on some clients that should have been within your business because you have 10 years of experience as a personal trainer, and you really could get these clients to their actual goals and give them some long-term solution-based programs in an easy format to follow. But just because they know how to use these tools, they're coming and taking your clients and they're reaching them faster. Again, stop trading dollars for hours and start investing in learning how to make passive and off the floor income in like now.
Yeah, and this has been a problem in the industry for a while. I mean, we've been kind of in this space for a while, and we've seen that, like, the biggest problem most trainers face, either new or experienced, is like getting in front of more clients, right? And right now, there's a lot of clients out there that really want and need your services, and just getting in front of them and putting an offer in front of them as fast as possible so that you can serve them and help them is going to be really important. And it's also going to help you survive a lot of what we're talking about right now. But when you think about the half-life of what personal trainer is, I mean, like, the industry standards, like 2 years. People get their certification, they go in, they're like, oh, this is tough, and then they just drop out of the industry. And that was before COVID. Now you're going to see a lot of well-established trainers have really hard time adjusting to this new type of marketplace. So you have to think, like, how many classes can you actually teach in this amount of time before you get burned out? Like, can you really just transfer all your classes online? Is it really manageable for you? What's going to happen when you do go back to the studio? I mean, there's still going to be a limited number of people allowed in the studio. There's still going to be a lot of restrictions. So if you're completely reliant on your in-person training model, you're going to see that your type of income, your type of marketplace, your type of strategy is going to take a huge hit in the next year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years, depending on how long these restrictions continue. You have to think about what those restrictions are going to be. We don't know all of them. We just know that the class sizes are going to go down in terms of group instruction. And supposedly gyms are going to have that social distancing kind of 6 foot apart rule, which we have no idea how that's going to work out, right? I know from my experience and just from the studio that I'm working at right now, the kind of boutique side of things on the smaller front, we have about probably a max capacity of maybe 48 people tops in our studio. And it's a 4,000 square foot warehouse space. It's just open space. We do a lot of group classes, about 3 in the morning and about 4 at night. And we're going to have to cut that attendance down to about half. So instead of 48 people, maybe we'll have 15 or 20. And that's also including the teachers, right? So that's going to be a significant drop off. Maybe you're not going to be able to have as many people coming in your studio if you're a business owner. And that means a significant cut in revenue. If you're an instructor, that means you're not going to be able to teach as many classes, or everybody who comes back and wants to teach those classes, they're not going to have as many, or they're just not going to be able to support and continue to pay you because they don't have as much revenue. And so they're going to have to do layoffs. There's a huge change in the marketplace, and you have to realize that people aren't going to be able to come in as much, and that's going to affect how you're going to make money in the next couple of months to years from now.
Definitely. And you really need to understand that you need to build a safety net in your business, because as a personal trainer, a coach, fitness instructor, if that's all you relied on was your coach income, it's going to change. Like, just for instance, with us in a big brand at Orange Theory, we ran our classes on the 5s and the 15s. What that means is that every 5 to 15 minutes, we had a new class come in. That's not going to be the case anymore. We're going to have to expand those, maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour to include for cleaning time. Obviously, we're going to follow every restriction that we can, and corporate's going to send us those guidelines. But what that directly translates into less classes, for coaches to teach per day, less income in their pocket. And then if we're lucky, we're looking at half capacity. That's if we're lucky. If the government comes down, like Nate was saying, with any other stricter social distancing guidelines, we're going to maybe go every other third. And for coaches, that means less per capita income per class. We're all based on how many people come into our class. That's mainly how the industry functions. So now you have so much threat to that just from regulation. And then the trust factor. So it's going to be that little bit of a roller coaster that we're going to be riding for, the next 3 months for sure, year to 2 years when it comes to the repercussions of all this. And that's what we're really trying to explain to you guys.
And what really happens, when people stop trusting that in-person training experience? I mean, that's something that we've never had to really think about in the industry. We're like, oh, well, they're just going to continue to show up, right? But some of us who have been kind of forecasting a little bit of, okay, well, they're not able to show up all the time, have built out some online models, and we've been able to train our clients. I mean, even before COVID, it was like, how many times did you realistically see your clients? If you're a personal trainer, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Maybe if you're really lucky and you found that like awesome client 4 to 5 times a week, but it's like rare to find that client. That's a very hard client to find. You're not going to have all of those clients filling up your schedule. So if you expect somebody to show up on the current now restriction schedule with 5 times a week, I mean, like that, if that's your business model, that's going to be rough. Trusting that in-person experience is going to really set yourself up for failure, because you're not going to have enough income to sustain that practice. What's going to happen, when your studio takes a hit and they can't provide as many classes. The gym's not going to be able to consistently have that schedule going now, so it's going to take a hit. And your income ultimately is going to take a hit, because either you're not going to be able to take as many classes, teach as many classes, or you're not going to be able to have as many people coming in the door. So you're not going to get as many referrals from the gym if that's what you're looking for, or you're not going to be able to find as many people looking for that in-person training option. So the real question is, is your current business model, is your current business, if you're a business owner, set up to handle this backlash when we're talking about restrictions and people not trusting that in-person experience?
And the truth of the matter is, there's only so long you can sustain at that level that you're at, especially right now. So before you're forced to acknowledge the inevitable change of the industry. So as a coach, you're not going to be able to continue to make all your money in the in-person format. It's just not going to be feasible. So the future of sticking out as a trainer also will not be reliant on your fitness content that you're putting out in your social media, but it's really going to be based on the ability for you to build a brand and being able to connect and stick out to your niche and be that thought leader in the community, and be able to build a personal lifestyle brand around those ideals that only you can teach them, that you are the person who, when they hear that message, it sets their soul on fire, that they follow through with the ideals that you're trying to teach, and they stay consistent. People come to the gym for more than just a good workout. They're going to need to stay more engaged than on the fitness front these days. They want, and they come into the gym for a trusting place and community that helps them reset their mind and continue to build those healthy habits. And that also just happens to leave them with a sculpted, beautiful body. That's what you need to think about building, and transferring that physical community into an online sense, so people can check in and come to you and still check in with that mindset frame that you're able to build for them, so that they continue on with their healthy habits and healthy lifestyle changes. So again, do you want to be in a position for growth at this time, or do you want to be left behind? Because the future of the success of every fitness professional right now will be directly tied into their ability to market to their specific niche, their followership effectively, like as soon as possible.
Yeah, and you have to think about this, there's really only, I'd say there's 2 trends in the marketplace right now when we're talking about fitness professionals, and we're seeing this kind of play out on social media. Then we're seeing this play out when we're talking with some of our fellow coworkers and just friends who are in the industry. And it seems like there's like the head in the ostrich with the head in the sand type of strategy of like, well, let's wait and see, let's do nothing, panic, I'm not sure, we're all hosed, like, I don't know what's going to happen, there's no solution. And then, there's other people who are like, okay, we're slowing down, let's think about how to reapproach this, and then let's adapt, let's invest in ourselves, and let's channel that energy into improving ourselves. And that's really what you have to think. is what you're doing right now helping you in the long term? Are you actually investing in yourself, or are you just in the wait and see mode? I'm not sure. And then are you panicking? Because the people who invest in themselves right now, who take action and who actually set themselves up for some type of business model here in the interim while we're trying to figure out what's going on, when they get online, when they have offers out and continue to provide resources to their clients, they're going to be the ones who are going to come out on the back end winners on this environment. You have to think, okay, how are you going to put forth that offer? How are you going to invest in yourself and actually improve during this time?
Yeah. So, big question of the day. Do you want to set yourself up for success, or do you want to be left behind to figure it out on your own? And trust me, you don't want to do it on your own. You don't want to be the lone wolf making all these mistakes that you could have learned from somebody else's trajectory and had an aha moment and been like, this is how you do it. Because it's really nice to have that partner or that leader in this. So you have options, and that's what we're trying to give to you. More importantly, we're here to provide them for you, because having your online business, when you strategically partner with the right people and the right team, has innumerable benefits, guys. Like, really, you can't even count them. But when you partner with the right team, your chances for success skyrocket. And that's why we are here to present such really great opportunities for you.
Yeah, and it's really crucial that you partner with the right people, because if you try to do it all on your own, it's extremely hard and it's going to set you back a while. And even if you are doing it by yourself, you're not necessarily sure that it's going to work. So there's a lot of testing involved, and there's just a long process for figuring all of that out. We each have our own brands that we kind of market to, and they have kind of their own unique messaging, and we have our own group that we sell to. However, we've partnered strategically with a team that teaches us kind of the methods, and that provides us with the tools so we can get out there efficiently and do it right, the first time. They provide us with kind of a toolkit, and we can use it however we want. And that's really important because it allows us to create that personal brand, to create our own messaging. And that's what people are gravitating towards. They're not necessarily gravitating towards the projects and the products and the services right off the bat. They're gravitating to us because of our messaging. And then we can actually learn from the top professionals about how to approach them and how to market to them. And those are the things that we've learned, and those are the things that we apply, and we don't have to figure all of that out on our own. So we get all of the best streamlined tools and strategies, and we can actually kind of grow our own personal brand. For myself, I run a brand that's really geared towards kind of the obstacle racing community, and I help decision makers at companies use obstacle course racing as a way to grow their teams, their culture, and their profits using what I call my 12-step champion life method. And it's all about kind of mindset and training in the leadership area. And then I use online and in-person kind of fitness resources around nutrition and streaming services to help my clients in those coaching groups. And then I essentially just help them get off the sidelines and then get in the game of life so that they can live life like a champion. And that's really what my brand's about. And Ari has her own brand called Karma Fitness, which she's going to tell you a little bit more about as well.
Yeah, so I really love how Nate has been able to find his niche that really sets his soul on fire, and he's able to connect with those people. And I kind of have my personal thing that I've been able to really refine over the years, and it's Karma Fitness. Karma Fitness is a lifestyle brand, and in Karma, the idea is that you get back what you put out. So Team Karma Fitness is about helping people get more out of their health, fitness, and daily routines in a more effective and easier way, so they have more time to give back to the people in their life and their community. They have a greater aspect and a greater goal. So we do that through online programs and challenge groups to help people accountable and keep them in the process of achieving those goals in the process. So with that, we want to invite you to help create your brand and become a thought leader in your own personal community. Well, how do you do that? You ask, right? You're like, wait, I want to do that. Sounds great, but I don't know where to start. We have a very simple, streamlined, easy toolkit for you and your clients to invest in. We call that the business in a box, baby. Yeah. Mic drop. All right. So here we continue to help you grow, build, and navigate a business with the lowest amount of overhead possible in a most efficient and effective way to kickstart your business online. So if you're ready to take action with us right now and build your business in a box, you're watching this and you're like, these are my people. I want to take them as my leaders and take all of their information, build my business. Perfect. Let's schedule a call. We're waiving our consulting fees, Nate and I, so that you can get a head start and jump in and build your business and a brand right away. So we can get that started with you anytime this weekend, next week. If you are ready, maybe don't have time to get it done this weekend, but you want to jump in, drop an I'm in the comments below. And if you're ready, we'll schedule that call with you and we'll get your virtual business started as soon as it's convenient for you.
Yeah, it's really crucial. You really want to take advantage of this. You just jump in and get started right away. But I'm sure some of you are like, well, I need a little more information. And if you're really struggling to, transition your business online, we can help you with that. And we will have some additional trainings coming up. So we do have an upcoming free Zoom training that will help you with 3 specific things. So that'll be coming up and we'll post more information about that in the group, but it's going to help you with 3 specific things, which are knowing what's holding you back from adapting to the changes in the marketplace. We're going to help you with that. We're going to help you get clear on how to actually make money online as a trainer. And then we're going to give you the crystal clear next steps for building and creating your personalized, what we call business in a box. It's really crucial that you get online as fast as possible. And we're going to help you do that. So if you're ready to take action, just DM us, drop an I'm in on the comments below, and we can schedule out a call. Otherwise, keep an eye out for that upcoming training.
So exactly with that, we're going to be hosting that call this Friday, which is tomorrow, if you're watching it now, at 4 p.m., focusing on the Zoom training tools for fitness professionals and opportunities to launch and grow your business online in your online brand in a live Q&A format. So basically what that means is that we're going to be breaking down some really awesome tips and tricks for you to use in terms of scheduling, building your Zoom online, whether to do your IG posts in live or Zoom format, how to content, create a little bit, and to connect with your clients in a more streamlined way, and how to use Zoom and other things. And then another opportunity at the end will be to potentially grow and start your own online business. We are very thankful and value your time. So because of that, at the end of the call and that Zoom training tomorrow, we will be raffling off a $20 Amazon gift card, and then your choice of either a pre-workout, a collagen, or a full-size snack bar from Beachbody, just as a thank you for joining us. Those are full size. We're not giving you the samplers. We want you to have a really great experience with us for your first time. So get ready, because you're going to win something tomorrow, I bet you.
Yeah, and that pre-workout's pretty awesome. But this is a great way for you to take that initial action step and then towards launching your online business. And this training is really going to help with that. And just taking those first steps is going to help you really get that momentum going to actually provide services in the market. We're here to help you, and we don't want you to do it on your own. And just having those mentors, having that path, having that proven system behind you is going to take out that anxiety, that worry that you have. It's really going to push you forward in that right direction, get you out there and get you back to doing what you do the best, which is training people, providing the service, and actually helping people in this marketplace.
Exactly. So again, guys, you don't have to do it alone. You can partner with us and get into this greater group. We've already created a Facebook group for Fit Pros, just like yourself, to join, so that we can be continuing to post all our helpful tips and resources for you to use that will allow you to build up your brand content in an online streamlined way that's going to be very effective. Plus, it's going to stage as a community for us to all learn and grow from during this really crazy time, because we're all learning new things that can help us in our fitness brands at a time frame that we're really not allowed to have that face-to-face connection. So we're coming up with new ideas all the time. Share it. Let's all benefit from it. And then on top of that, very soon we'll be dropping our mentorship group training on how to build your own online brand in 5 days. That will be posted in the group as well. So stay tuned for that. So if you do have any other questions, definitely reach out. If you want to be a part of our call coming up tomorrow, we will be posting a Zoom link in the Facebook group. So be sure to join us and follow us there.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way I'd say, we have about 2 options here. If you're ready to jump online, you want to get started immediately, make sure you schedule a call with us. We'll be dropping some info about how to schedule with us in some of the group as well, but you can always DM us if you can't find that in the Facebook group. So make sure that if you're ready to get online right now, just message one of us and we can get you on our team and help you get set up online right now so you can start working towards making money and getting in front of those clients and helping actually, curb that trend of obesity and really help in the marketplace. If you still need a little bit more information, you're still not sure, we do have additional resources in that Facebook group that we're talking about. That's going to be that information hub where we'll post more content about changing things in the marketplace. But more importantly, we'll have that follow-up training that we're talking about, which will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll have a Zoom link in that group. So make sure that you check out our Instagram bios or just find us on our social media where you can join that group. It should be one of our first links in our link trees. Easy way to find access to that group. And like Ari said, it's that virtual coaching group. So you can find it in the Facebook tabs at Virtual Business in a Box as well. So definitely search for that. You'll be able to find that group and get in and get moving forward online with your business.
Exactly. So this is the Insta Live. So this will be available for about 24 hours, but you can always recatch the replay if you were just joining us halfway through, or vice versa, jumped in the beginning and had to jump out. But we will also be posting this in the Facebook group, so you can get acquainted with the entire video, all the details. And if you have any other questions, please drop them in the comments down below. We will be posting all the additional links that you need to know there. And if you have any other questions and want to set up a schedule, let us know and we'll get you in a call. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Woo.
Have a good night.